you think it's a good book? I mean, I think it's a good book for someone who's drinking too much and thinking about whether they're drinking too much. But I'm not sure. Is it a good book for someone who realizes they've drunk too much and have stopped drinking? I think for like an actual alcoholic to read it, do you think they would? See, my book about cancer, someone who's had cancer enjoys reading it because it's their experience. But I wonder whether, because it is, it does make you. I tell you what, it made me do is made me go and gamble a bit. This book, because you reminded me of gambling, and I was just thinking if I was, luckily it was like I'd literally, I haven't put any money back into my account. There was a poker site I was using that stopped doing poker and did other things, and then they keep sending you little bits of free money, and then I managed to gamble that up to £150 on roulette and blackjack, and then I thought, I'll just play this for £150, and when it's gone, I'll stop. And it went, and it wasn't my money anyway, so it was free gambling. But yeah, it just made me the gambling bit, which I did have the similar problem to you. I spent, I got like a couple of grand from my granddad, and one Edinburgh, just spent it all on fruit machines.
Are we the same person?
I don't know. There's a lot that's the same.
I'm glad I didn't ask you for a quote for the cover, though. I read this and immediately started gambling again.
But at least I didn't immediately start drinking. I just wonder for someone who has it makes alcohol sound. It makes it sound terrible, but it also reminds you of, there's bits of it that make alcohol feel.
Yeah.
Because it's so honest. You can't just go, alcohol's bad. You have to go, this is why alcohol had this hold over me, and this is, that idea of the perfect pint or the perfect drink or the perfect. And it really is that you talk about that thing about going on holiday and drinking some awful liqueur on holiday, and it's amazing. And then the minute you drink it at home, I mean, that sort of is. It's such a good. It's so true, that observation that the holiday drink is never as good as when you're not on holiday. But that's also just a metaphor for an alcoholic metaphor for alcohol itself, isn't it? That alcohol has this. Look, this is the memory is this incredible thing, and the reality is this. Limoncello is fucking disgusting.
Because what was great was the holiday.
Yes, of course.
And you try and take a bit of that greatness back with you. And, I have done this so many times. I've been like, I remember coming back from Iceland, and there was this, they've got this like insanely strong Icelandic spirit. It's like 65%. I remember bringing it back and putting it in the freezer. And it was like I'd brought back some petrol from holiday. But
do you think they have a special drink of all these things on holiday that they give you the good stuff and then they sell you something
in the gift shop?
It's just to get, God, that drink was amazing, and then they sell you a very cheap rubbish version of it.
But do you know what you're saying about, like, would I recommend the book to someone who's sober alcoholic? And I think it depends, like, how you've stopped drinking, what sort of process you've used, what sort of support you have around you. But I probably wouldn't give it to someone who's a week sober and going out of their mind and like no idea whether they're coming or going, still like waking up and having nightmares and what have you.
Yeah.
Because what's really hard is when people do ask me for advice. They say, like, how did you do it? And we're so geared to, because of social media, when you say, how did you do it? I think often people are going, they want a sort of 90-second, you've got to do these 5 things every morning, or you've got to take these supplements, or you've got to have a cold plunge or whatever. They want that fix of solutions. But it's now years of, 3.5 years of struggling and succeeding and learning lots of different tools for how to live, because I've never lived before without booze over a long extended period of time. So I can't impart, a book is probably the best attempt, but I can't impart that felt experience on someone who wants to be able to sort of, for me to text them a link to how to live sober. But I hope that there's enough different stuff that enough would get through that people might come away from the book with a few ideas that then they can begin to have that experience with. Because, like, whether it's meditation or running or 12-step recovery or therapy or writing or whatever it is, your experience of, say, writing about how you feel every day sober, and it doesn't have to be alcohol, it could be coming out of a relationship or trying not to abuse food or drugs. You learn about yourself, and this is everything I've learned about myself. And I think it's also a lot of what I'm learning about myself is common amongst people who struggle with living in their own head.
Mm-hmm.